possibly. The track is a little bit warmer as well, which means you get better traction, and which would be good. I don't know if anyone's on new tyres or not, so they might have a little bit of an advantage, or some of them still running on their previous race tyres. But yeah, I think the common factor here is the stiff southeaster breeze that's blowing across the track, and that you can see on screen. All the flags are waving quite feverishly, so that is where the difference lies, and that's also can be an upsetting factor for the riders when leaning over. You know, the wind blows, and sometimes the wind will just let up when you're in a corner, and that's rather a bit of a hair-raising moment. Right, so we're under starters' orders. We're about to go racing. We're up in the commentary box, and here the bikes revving and getting ready down below us on the grid proper. 12 bikes. Revs up, waiting, lights go off, and away they go. Make their way down towards block 1 corner, and looks like Slade has got the proverbial whole shot there with, is that Mononyani? Mononyani looks like he's slotted up into second place.
Yeah, that was a beautiful move from Mononyani on the inside of Munton from that first row of the grid. As we predicted, Slade van Niekerk is just absolutely gone. However, Mononyani is deciding to try and hold with it just at the moment. It's a gaggle further down from, say, 4th position all the way down to 10th as well. It was a terrible start. I'm fairly sure that was the 87 of Cody Redlinghuis, who just seemed to go nowhere on the grid whatsoever. But we're on the entrance to 3 just now, and there you can see actually Slade van Niekerk for this first lap here not getting it all his own way, maybe just giving it a lap or two to bed the tyres in and get that engine up to temperature.
Well, KJ hanging there with him. Max Munton a little bit further back. Franco Fluck, Lance Jonas, Abigail Boston all in two as they make their way down the Killarney straight away down towards Pertamina Fastron corner, and Mononyani is actually drafting the back of Slade, trying to stick with him. Max Munton's in there as well, but up behind them is a gaggle of 5 bikes having an absolute tussle as they enter. Look at that. It's anybody's game. Hanging around the outside up on the rise there. That is not where you want to be. Lance Jonas, you can see him sitting up on the inside as he works his way through, and they are having an absolute tussle. Nice to see the front bikes now a little bit closer together.
Yeah, and it certainly was Mononyani. We were absolutely right with that. Sent it up the inside of Max Munton, so Max Munton now down into 3rd position. But it's a case of who's who in that battle for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th as well, because you've got Abigail Bosson up there in 6th position. Adrian Solomon has jumped all the way up to 5th position. I'm sure they were, 9th on the grid, so a fantastic start for them just now as we go into lap 2 with 7 laps left to go here of the Pirelli Super Twin 650s and Super Sports 300s. Is Slade van Niekerk from Kubotso, Mononyani in 2nd position on that number 45, Max Munton in 3rd position, Franco Flack in 4th, and Adrian Solomon rounding out your top 5.
Well, they clatter their way up the Tigerberg Hill up towards Sorrelford and have a sweep. That's that double right-hander. Have a look at this gaggle of bikers, and no one is giving anyone a little bit of space here. They are absolutely on top of each other, and it's going to be a real slugfest down the back straight down towards Pertamina Fastron. As we have a look at them go in that bunch, there is Lance Jonas. He's having an absolute whale of a time, the chairman of the Western Brahmins Motor Club. And he has been a motorcyclist for longer than I care to remember.
3 wide into the final corner, why not? Let's do it. So yeah, Lance Jonas there in the mix of things. I believe that's him in that 7th position. So where he started the beginning of that lap, but back to the lead 3. And to be fair, Max Munton's keeping with them as well. But there you go. Now, Slade van Niekerk 120.1. Pozzo Mononyani 120.8, so the pace is still absolutely there for those two.
But if you have look visually, you can see that Slade is pulling away. It was like, oh, Mononyani's gone down by the look of it.
No, he's going slow.
Oh, he's gone slow. Oh, no. He made a mistake by the look of it, or he's just hanging out of it, but the bike is not going anywhere. He's going slow. That bike has given up the ghost, and that has to be an absolute heartbreak for KJ.
Yeah, he'll be absolutely devastated, and these things happen though. He'll know there's nothing he can do about it. He's staying on the bike. He was sticking to the outside, so I don't know if he's lost a gear or what's happened. No, there goes. Yeah. Engine has decided to leave the chat, and unfortunately that is going to be his race over. Now what I hope is that is not losing any sort of fluid. Thankfully it is on the outside of the track here, but we have got a very tasty battle then kicking off for that 5th position while we were watching that as they come down to Cape Town corner here, Francois.
Yeah, they're all diving down into Pertamina Fastron. And that'll be the likes there of Solomon, Basson, Jonas, Flach and Munton. So they're having a real clatter of a race, those 5 bikes, as they work their way now up towards the City of Cape Town Bridge.
Yeah, here we go. I'll tell you what, Lance Jonas fancies having a piece of this from Abigail Bosson as they come down into turn 1. He's on the inside line, but earlier on the brakes decides not to make that happen here. Goes round the outside. So again here, fantastic racing here from these 5 bikes all involved.
We're only midway into this race, and Abigail Bosson has climbed right up onto the back of Adrian Solomon. She's having a look. She's having a peek going into Castrol. Abby is on an absolute fly. What she had for breakfast this morning, well, it remains a secret.
Yes, that's a trade secret for sure. Goodness me! But watching back to your leaders, then Slade van Niekerk has absolutely pulled the pin here.
Max Bunton lies there in second place. He enters the Van der Merwe double sweep. But here we go. Here's Solomon and Bosson. Oh, and Lance Jonas is in there together with Flach and Clint Munton. And Clint Munton, well, rolling back the years, as I say, just having a bit of fun out there. That's the main thing.
And sometimes that's the best way to do it there, Francois, is being able to not having a championship at stake, just going out there for the giggles. But yeah, this is a brilliant race here for 3rd, 4th position. I didn't even realise actually Adrian Solomon was the head of this pack. I thought this was from 4th downwards. But here we go then, coming across the line with 4 laps to go. It could be Bosson's time to shine on Adrian Solomon. Has the slipstream right now, Francois.
Oh, she's looking up on the inside. I don't know. Adrian's very late on the brakes. But Abby is sitting right there with him, not affording him any space whatsoever now. And not too far back there's Lance Jonas, and Franco Flach is in there as well. He's sticking in there. And once again, Abby looks up on the inside, and Adrian, as we call Bones, he is in there. And I tell you what, it is nail-biting stuff in this 5-pack.
What I want to see from Abigail is taking the opposite line, is going to the outside instead of sneaking to the inside, where you automatically have to take more speed off. You can't take the same amount of speed, and that's why Adrian Solomon is able to hold on to the position.
What she should try and do is go up on the inside and scrub a bit of speed off there and maybe force him to the outside. We'll have to see what happens there. Race leader Slade van Niekerk is in there on the 650 on the Super Twin Cup. And Abigail Bosson is going to be chasing hard. There's Max Munton. Munton's in second. Oh, there's that. That's Slade. No, that's Slade. Slade van Niekerk coming into picture now. Here comes Max Munton. Here comes Max Munton. Max up against the wall. Best place to ride a bike. You get hugged in there, but have a look at this clatter. Oh, I tell you what. Coming up towards us. And
oof, too close to call.
Still Solomon, Bosson, Flach, Jonas, Munton.
Now, obviously, while we're watching this, Francois, that's way late into the first corner there.
Is that Lance? Lance went a bit wide there, so he's lost his position.
While we're watching this, we have got a sensational battle going on for the 300s right now with James Lloyd and Bradley Mustoe. They have swapped positions about 15,000 times in about 3 laps.
Great stuff there. And Bradley Mustoe chasing hard on James Lade. Mustoe's upped his times, and I think it's brought a bit of confidence into his game. So he's now thinking, well, maybe I can just pin it in here, pin it in there. You can see his body language, and he's late on the brakes. Look how late he was on the brakes there. And there again, right around the outside of James Lade. He's giving him an absolute dinner serving here, and he's going to be pushing hard now. They threw the king down towards the man's dip, and that is where it's all happening at.
Yep, so it's KTM versus Kawasaki there, and what it is because Lloyd has got a better straight line speed, and Mustoe is better in the corners here, so that's why we're seeing just swapping toe for toe. But we cut back to the battle for 3rd position, as we've got to say, Slade van Niekerk, fastest lap of the race, 119.712. That light, he's just absolutely lit the candle on that thing, as we're still side by side with the 300s on the back straight coming down towards Cape Town. So I'll keep you updated on that.
There they go. This is going to, watch them go now into Puerto Foster. Oh, I tell you what, Mustoe and Late are literally carving each other up. All the excitement done in the 300 class on many of them, but man, oh man, are they lighting up the circuit at the moment as they come under the Castrol City of Cape Town Bridge up towards us. It's Bradley Mustoe and James Late. They're at it, hammer and tongs, hanging over each other like a cheap suit as they come down into Blockcoin corner, looking up on the inside. Oh, man, and don't worry, I'll just swap you back. And Mustoe goes ahead of Late. Oh, I tell you, well, the folks at home must be enjoying it. It's only a two-bike derby at the moment, but I tell you what, these two youngsters are giving each other nothing.
2 bikes in this class, and they are providing box office entertainment right now. This is just a joy to watch with 2 laps left to go as we cut back to the backstretch. Then this is the fight for 3rd, 4th and 5th that you were just seeing there, but that is 2nd place Max Munton, who is now dropping back quite obviously from 3rd place of Adrian Solomon. And there we go, so it's Solomon, Franco Flack now up into 4th position, Lance Jonas in 4th, and then it's Clint Munton in 6th position here.
Yeah, that's what happened, but we picked up those 2 boys, and they're working their way down now towards Pirelli Fostron now as we look at some of the other riders here in turn number 2. That's your leader, Slade van Niekerk, and he is on his final lap. It's the last lap. There's Max Munton, and there comes Adrian Solomon now with Franco Flack in tow. I know Franco thinks he's got a shout there with Adrian. Abigail Boston losing out on them. She's dropped quite the way back. So it's a bit unfortunate about that.
As your 300s go across the line for the final time as well. But we are going to have to keep an eye on your race leader here.
And he makes it look easier.
He does. And that's the side. That is... We were talking about great racer, good racer. Anyone that can make it look effortless, like it's just a breeze, that's a great driver.
That's a great
or a great rider.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so Slade van Niekerk about to make it 2 out of 2. Multiple Western Province champion, Superbike, Supersport. Here he comes up towards the line, checkered flag time. And he'll make it 2 out of 2. So not too difficult for Slade. We pick up Max Munton coming out of Pirelli Fastron. He works his way up towards the city of Cape Town, Castral Bridge. A great ride from him. He'll also be 2nd for the day, so not too shabby. Adrian Solomon leading out here over Franco Flack. It might be a race to the wire, but I think not. I think that Adrian's got the upper hand, but good outing from Franco Flack, Lance Jonas, Clint Munton and Abigail Bosson. Abigail making a mistake and costing her dearly.
Here we go then. This is the fight for the 300s, and it has not let up whatsoever. James Lloyd and Bradley Mustoe almost hit a tail right the outside of the final corner. That is scandalous. You cannot do that. That's outrageous from Bradley Mustoe. Try to send it round the outside. I've got to be honest, that is one of the best races I think I've seen so far from the bikes here at Killarney. That was sensational stuff from those 2.
Absolutely. I tell you what, if your voting's in, it's got to be there, folks. So far, riders of the day, James Lloyd, Bradley Mustoe. I tell you what, the votes must be absolutely trawling in now at the moment. Lovely racing coming out of those 2 young guns there. And you know what? If you paid a bit of money to come watch some bikes, that would have made it absolutely worth it.
100%, but this is the problem, right? You see the entry list and you see 3 bikes in a class and you think, oh, that's going to be boring. And then proof right there, you only need one other person to play with to make a absolutely cracking race here. That was just amazing stuff.
That was top stuff. Tell you what, they can get a pat in the back, and you don't get that every day. You don't get that every day.
I've got to say, if you see those boys in the clubhouse at the awards tonight, go buy them a drink, because that was just stellar stuff. I'm not buying them a drink.
And they're not even of drinking age. Oh, they can have a cool drink.
You buy them a Sprite or any other available soft drink that will not sponsor drink.
But there's no IM Brew.
I know. Well, that's probably a good thing, to be fair. It's fine. Right, there we go then. Results in for the 2nd race of the day for the Pirelli Super Twin 650s and the Super Sport 300s. It's Slade van Niekerk, unsurprisingly, taking another dominant win by 11 seconds over Max Munton in 2nd place. But we have to say, absolute heartbreak for Kapozo Mononyane, who retired with an engine problem on lap number 2 there after being in 2nd place and almost holding Slade van Niekerk to account. But it is Max Munton that takes P2 for the 650s and Adrian Solomon in 3rd position. Franco Flack in 4th for the 650s. Lance Jonas in 5th position. Clint Munton in 6th position. Abigail Bosson rounding out your Super Twin 650s in 7th position. In fact, no, it's not, because there's more later on. But the 2 300s, James Lloyd and Bradley Mustoe, putting on an absolute masterclass there. It's a win for James Lloyd in the number 74 bike, of course, sponsored by RSA and Ravenel. And then the the rest of the 650s is Elmi Moster in 10th position on that number 94 bike, and Cody Redlinghouse in the number 87 bike, finishing in 11. Well, listen, we have waxed on vicariously, as we say, standing on the bike coming down the backstretch there. Some very, very happy bikers out there, and who would blame them? Here's a replay then of some of the key highlights from that race, and listen, it had everything you could possibly want to have seen. And again, the 300's proven it, that they can mix it up with the 650s there, Francois.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they're hanging around at least for the first 2 laps before it's getting broken away. I mean, it's power, double the power. But like we said, the 2 300 riders, James Later and Bradley Musto, put up an absolute sensational piece of entertainment for us, which was nice to watch. And yeah, as you said early on, heartbreak for Gebotso Mononyane. Definitely not what he wanted, traveling all the way from Johannesburg to get heartbreak. But anyhow, not the worst. Some lovely tight racing here. You saw this bunch of 5 here, led up by Adrian Solomon. So that overrun was Abigail Boston that made the mistake. I thought it was Lance. It was Abigail Boston that made the mistake, and they threw her out of that little picture.
Here we go, though, with the 2 300s, and it was just every single corner they were fighting. Overlap, underlap, they just gave everything, and almost side by side as they came. Well, they were side by side almost as they came to the line here. But fantastic second and
There's
final
that
race.
hot run around the outside. Oh, man.
That was scandalous. Like, the absolute nerve to think that you can do that.
Yeah.
That's just disrespectful, but in the best possible way, I've got to add. But there we go. So that is the 650s and the 300s. We move on because it's almost time for the Warwick Wealth Sports and GT. So that is going to be Francois.